We're going to get started here in a minute with our first class of feeder calf heifers. Okay, first class is going to be Jake Wagaman with his feeder heifer and Cheyenne over it.
Well, same way. I got back to the generation. I can't even see what color that kid. The only thing I know is there's not any chances. Where'd you get parked at? Oh, I see. Left the keys in it now. Now is that Hanson? Is that what, girl or boy? Got it?
Our judge today is Adam Pryor from Woodbine, and we thank him for coming.
Milkman? That's what? Sweetman? Did he buy your milk? Who did? I thought Sweetman did.
Good morning. We start out with a nice class of feeder heifers here. Young ladies, shorthorn marked heifer calf that I'm going to use to start the class with. Just does so from a look standpoint. I love the way her neck comes out of the top side of her shoulders. She shows a lot of balance from front to rear. I love how her chest and belly line lays into her. If you want to change that heifer, maybe free her up just a little bit on her rear legs as she goes, but that's a high quality feeder heifer to start the first class of feeder heifers here this morning. Young man's baldy white-legged heifer, very high performing female, really sound on her feet and legs, got a lot of good things to her, just gives up a little bit of that silhouette and inside profile and extra look and a few extra special little things that the young ladies class winner has. Let's give this group of young exhibitors a nice round of applause.
What?
First class, first went to Cheyenne Obrick, purple ribbon, and Jake Wagaman second with the purple. Now in the ring we have Isaiah Arnholtz.
We throwed all them away but two. I don't know if got the silos. He's going to take the silos down.
How you doing?
I'm doing. Yeah, it's cool for this time of the year.
Yeah.
Was it?
Young man has a really nice single entry here in the second class of the feeder heifer show. Really big bodied. I love her bold rib and whole body shape and design. When you get her out and go, she's really good at the ground. I love how big footed she is and big boned, and really gets out and travels good. If you want to get nitpicky on this one, you can maybe smooth her up a little bit in her front 1/3 and her shoulder design and up through her throat. But that's a really high quality female to win the single entry for this second class of feeder heifers. Let's give this young man a nice round of applause.
Okay, that was Isaiah Arnholtz with the purple ribbon for that class. Now we're going to bring back out Cheyenne Overick, the champion of Class 1, and then Jake Wagaman with second in Class 1.
Whatever way you want to take it. Which end? East end or the west end? Okay. Yeah.
If they do it like that.
Yeah. I mean, that's local. I don't know about local. Is it local too?
Let's give this young group of exhibitors out here in the Champion Feeder Heifer Drive a nice round of applause. You've got some shapes and sizes and differences in our two class winners. Both of them have good pieces to them, and both of them have maybe a little slight change we could make in them. Both of them are very high quality females. The way I talked to them in class, the young man's blue roan heifer that comes out of the second class. She's your big broody cow prospect, really good on her feet and legs. You may be neating her up just a little bit in her front 1/3, but that's getting really picky on a really nice female. Young lady's red roan, red and white heifer out of the first class. The little class, she's a little younger and she shows her youth out here a little bit. I love her front end design. If you change that one, I'd like to free her up just a little bit on both of her front end and her back end as she goes. Just make her a little more flexible, but those are two real high quality females. Young man out of the second class is going to be your champion. Young lady out of the first class is going to be your reserve. Let's give these exhibitors a nice round of applause.
Congratulations to Isaiah Arnholtz on the champion feeder calf heifer, and reserve champion feeder calf heifer to Cheyenne Obrick. Now in the ring we're going to have the feeder calf steer bulls. First we have Sienna Michaels.
Yeah, I knew that. That ain't the same, is it? I should have seen
Young lady has a nice feeder steer here to start out the feeder steer side of it in the first class here. I know she's just a single entry. I love this calf's extension. He's really long neck. He's really long spine. When you ask him to get out and go, he moves pretty fluent from his feet and legs. He's got some muscle shape. He's really, really green in his kind, but he's got some muscle and some back in him. I think that one, when you get him on feet someday, is going to turn into a nice fat steer. Let's give that young lady a nice round of applause.
That was Sienna Michaels receiving a purple ribbon. Next we're going to have Jake Wagaman and Isaiah Arnholtz in the ring.
Yeah. know, we get ours from the book. I don't know.
Really nice pair of feeder steers here in the second class, and there's some give and takes in them. I ended up going with the young man Charlotte colored steer. I think he's just a little bit neater in his design. Both steers have a lot of muscle. Both steers are very sound and functional. Both steers I think will go on and feed and make very, very high quality market animals when they're fat ones. I just see the Charlotte steers being just a little neater in his chest and a little neater in his overall design. Young man does a really nice job showing it. Young man's red Angus steer that I ended up using second. Still a lot of meat and product in that calf. He's got a big back. I just like to neat him up and compare to our class winner. But both really, really high quality feeder steers, and we'll get them back out here with our first class winner, Pick Your Champion. Let's give these exhibitors a nice round of applause.
That was Jake Wagaman leading the class with the purple ribbon, and Isaiah Arnholz in second. Now we're going to bring back into the ring Sienna Michaels from class 1 and Jake and Isaiah.
What else does he have to
I see. He's got 2 places. Where at Texas? Never heard of it. I was in Fort Worth. I've seen the stockyards when I was down by State by Lord, and I've been from Shreveport to Dallas. said, I want to see stuff. There was nothing there.
As we bring them, our two class winners back out here and analyze them, young ladies, steer calf that come out of the first class. I love his design. I love his length of spine, his length of hip. Gets around the ring pretty good. If you want to change that one, and I think part of it is just he's so youthful and so green and his kind is I'd like to give him a little more rib shape and body and drop his flank just a little bit. But I think that will come in time and feed. Young lady does a really nice job showing him. Young man that wins the second class with the Charlotte colored one. I asked him when I walked up to him, I asked him if he was still intact. And I don't know if he knew what I meant by that. Young man, he is still a bull, whether they decide to leave him a performance bull and turn out on cows or whether you end up deciding to cut him and put him into the feedlot or feed him and for a 4-H project. I really like his balance, his soundness, he's complete. Just a very, very fault-free kind of calf. Maybe doesn't have a few of the extra wow factor stuff, but there's not much wrong with that calf. Similar to the young man's Red Angus steer that was second in that class. Just a good feeding calf, big back, got some muscle, bone, good at the ground, really sound, good feedability. I love his rib shape. The young man Charlotte is going to be your champion feeder steer, and the young man that was second in the second class will be your reserve. Let's give this group of exhibitors a nice round of applause.
Champion feeder calf steer, we had Sienna Michaels, and reserve champion feeder calf steer, we have Jake Wagnerman. While we're waiting on them to come back in the ring, I'm going to introduce our judge, Adam Pryor from Woodbine. His wife is Melanie, and he has 5 kids, so he must stay pretty busy. They raise show cattle, and they have an annual pasture sale in September and an annual cow sale in January. And we thank him for coming today to judge our breeding beef show. Okay, coming back in the ring is Isaiah Arnholtz with his champion feeder heifer. And Jake Wagaman with his feeder steer. Then we have reserve champion feeder heifer Cheyenne Obrick, and reserve champion feeder steer with another Isaiah Arnholtz entry. This is going to be the brand champion feeder calf.
I really noticed the age, 3 years door. Yeah. Kind of hung there upside down. Took all the hide off. He come and helped me.
Let's give this group of young exhibitors a nice round of applause. It makes it a little bit difficult, but yet it's not. It's a little difficult when you're judging feeder heifers versus feeder bulls, feeder steers, whatever it is. But at the same time, at the end of the day, we're still just picking the cattle that have the most good pieces about them, that put the best things, best quality parts into one animal. Try and make one as balanced as you can, keep them sound and flexible as they get around the ring, and still have some show ring presence and some look. But with that, we still have to have some feedability look and go on and make a fat steer, go on and make a bred heifer or a cow someday. And in my mind, it's a fairly easy decision. A young man's heifer is going to be your champion feeder calf. I love the big bold rib and just brood cow look she's going to have as she goes down the road. She's going to be your champion. Young man Charlotte Bull is going to be your reserve. Let's give these pair of exhibitors a really nice round of applause.
With Grand Champion feeder calf, we had Isaiah Arnholtz's heifer, and Reserve Grand Champion feeder calf, we had Jake Wagaman's steer. We do not have any cow-calf pairs this year, so we're skipping that, and then we're going to move into the commercial breeding heifers. The first class of the commercial breeding heifers are born between January 1st and April 30th of 2020. First in the ring, we have Isaiah Arnholtz. Coming in next, we have Reese Anderson. And the next entry, we have Nicole Hansen. our next class is going to be April of 2020.
Really high quality. This young lady's black and white heifer. I love her design and silhouette when you get off the side of her. Her neck comes right out of the top side of her shoulders. Really good in her chest. She's shows you a lot of rib shape and dimension, and I don't think she's carrying too much condition today for as lean as she is. Shows you a lot of rib extension. If you want to get really critical on this one, I don't know if she's just a nickel nervous in here. I might want to just slightly, but that's getting really picky on a really high quality female to lead this class off. Young man's heifer comes in second. I love the brood cow look. Body dimension, design is really nice to go and make a beautiful brood cow for this young man. To move her any higher today, all the extra features, extend her neck, neaten her up just a little bit. It's a very high quality female, going to go home and make a fabulous bred heifer and young cow for that young man. Young lady's doing a really nice job showing this heifer. It's cool out this morning. She's feeling good. She's wanting to go run around and not cooperate very good, but that's a really nice female. Got a good brood cow look to her. Gonna go home and make a really nice cow for that young lady. Let's give this group of exhibitors a really nice round of applause.
First in that class was Reese Anderson with a purple ribbon. Second was Isaiah Arnholtz with a purple ribbon, and Nicole Hansen in third with a blue. Next is Katie Schmitz with an entry in the commercial heifer. This heifer was born on April 16th, 2020.
Really nice motley-faced one here. The young lady has single entry here in this class. I love her balance. I love how smooth her overall design is. Really sound when you ask her to get out and go. She's got some ring presence and some really good look. If you want to change this one here, give her just a little more overall body shape and rib design, but that's a really nice female to represent this single entry class. Let's give this young lady a nice round of applause.
That was Katie Schmitz with her commercial heifer, receiving a purple. Coming into the ring now, we have Julia Schegnier with 2 entries. These breeding heifers were born in May of 2020. And Tiana Castrovar is being so nice and showing one for her.
Young lady has a really cowy, brood cow looking pair of mellow yellow heifers here. One I ended up going to start, using to start, just has a few more little features about her. She's just a little nicer in her neck. She's just a little nicer in her hip design than the one in second. A lot of brood cow, a lot of rib shape, very high performing, and going to make fabulous bred females and cows for this young lady. Let's give this class a really, really nice round of applause.
That was Julia Scheckinger with her heifer born on May 1st, 2020, and first in the class, and second in the class was Julia's other entry. Now we're going to choose champion commercial breeding heifer. We're going to bring back Reese Anderson from class 1 and Isaiah Arnholtz from class 1. Those heifers were born in March of 2020. Then out of class 2 we have Katie Schmitz with her heifer born in April of 2020. And then we'll have Julia Scheckinger's heifers from class 3 born in May of 2020.
Is there anything else out there? Morning, Bonnie. I don't know what's in there. I think I don't know what's in it. If there's anything in it. I haven't been down in the basement since 2000.
Let's give these exhibitors, our champion breeding heifer lineup here, a really nice round of applause. we've got some different types and kind out here, but there's still every female, I think, puts a lot of good things together. Some of the females just do it in a little different way. We talked to all 3 of our class winners in class, the different things that we like about them, and maybe just 1 or 2 little itty bitty nitpick things we change about them. There's one out here that, in my opinion, wins it fairly handily, and that'll be the young lady out of the first class. Let's give her a nice round of applause. As we bring the second place in that class in here, and you look at the 3, I think it gets a lot closer. You've got some different maturity levels. You've got some different goals here. We've got brood cow look in our one that comes second out of the first class. Really sound, functional. Probably has enough look. I mean, compared to our championship, you'd like to neaten her up in her front 1/3, but that's a really high quality female. Young lady's brockle-headed heifer out of the class 2. You love her look, you love her design. She's really smooth. I'd like to open her up and give her a little more rib and a little more body capacity in her whole spine and all the way down through her back. But her design is still really nice. Young lady's yellow heifer out of the 3rd class is your sound, big broody. Has that great brood cow look. When it comes to showing, I'd like to neaten her up in just a few little ways and give her just a shot more. Fix her in her hip just a little bit and give her just a shot more muscle and neaten her up in her front 1/3. Young man's calf out of class, second class 1 is going to be your reserve. Let's give this group of exhibitors a nice round of applause.
Okay.
Okay, our champion commercial heifer goes to Gracie Anderson, and reserve champion commercial heifer goes to Isaiah Arnholtz. Next, we're going to move into the registered breeding heifer classes. First class, we're going to have Okay, coming into the ring, we have registered breeding heifer class. These heifers were born between January 1st, 2020 and April 30th, 2020. Okay, so Laney Golly is coming in first, and then Kendra Robinson.
Really high quality pair of heifers in this class, and we're talking pulling hairs on the difference in them. I think both of them are very, very, very high quality. Young lady's heifer I chose to start with, I think just puts the most good things together. Her balance is really good, her body and rib shape is really good. When she gets out and goes, she's really good on her feet and legs. Neck comes out of the top of her shoulders nice. She balances up really nice from front to rear. That's a really high quality heifer to win this class. Young lady's heifer coming second. Very, very high quality. I love her rib shape. I love her power and dimension. The few little hairs I see split the difference in these two is the young lady's heifer in second wants to open up just a little bit in her shoulder and get a little wider movement out of her front end, and from her hock to her ground when you get behind her, she wants to get just a little wider hock to ground when she goes away from you. But that's getting really nitpicky on a pair of really high quality females. Let's give these two young exhibitors a really nice round of applause.
Okay, out of Class 1 registered breeding heifers, we had Lainey Golly in first with the purple, and Kendra Robinson second with purple. Now coming in the ring, we have Class 2 registered breeding heifers. These were born in January and February of 2020. We have Logan Golly and Jalen Peterson.
Another really high quality females here in this class. The young man's heifer I choose to start with just does so on a silhouette and neatness standpoint. She's a little bit neater up through her front 1/3 and a little neater in her chest than the young lady's heifer in the second. Young man's heifer, when you ask her to get out and go, she's really sound and flexible at the ground. Got a really good brood cow look to her. If you want to get picky on this one, she's carrying a little condition, and I'd maybe neaten her up just a little bit in her chest overall, but that's a really high quality female to lead off this class. Young lady's heifer coming in second. Love the brood cow look she possesses. She's got muscle. She's sound and functional when you ask her to get out and go. She's a little heavier on the condition end, getting a little bit bigger in her chest area, but that's getting picky on a really high quality female. It's gonna go and make a fabulous brood cow for that young lady. Let's give this class a nice round of applause.
In our second class of registered breeding heifers, we had Logan Golly in first with the purple and Jalen Peterson in second with the purple. Now we are going to have our last class of registered breeding heifers with Coy Obrick. And this heifer was born in May of 2020.
Young man has a really nice shorthorn female here in a single entry in the class. She's a little younger, she's a May. Love her design, love her front 1/3, her extra extension. Really neat in her chest. Really good on the move when you get her to ask her to get out and go. Love the overall completeness and design of this female. If I change her, I'd like to give her a little more expansion in her middle center rib. Give her a little more pop, a little more definition down low, but that's getting picky on a really high quality female. Let's give this young man a really nice round of applause.
That was Coy Obrick with the purple ribbon shorthorn. Now we're going to have the champion of all of the registered breeding heifers. So from class 1, we're going to bring out Laney Golly. And second in that class was Kendra Robinson. From the second class, we're gonna bring out Logan Golly in first, and then Jalen Peterson in second. And then from class 3, we're gonna bring back out Coy Obrick.
Let's give this group of exhibitors a really nice round of applause. As we bring our breeds back out here for your AOB or all other breeds, a really nice lineup of them. It's no different than our commercial heifers. We've got some different types and kind out here, but there's still, when we're evaluating the cattle, we're trying to find the females that put the most good things together. And sometimes that looks a little different. Very, very high quality. Young ladies heifer out of the first class, big bold rib, very, very sound. You ask her to get out and go, got a good show ring presence to her, very, very complete. Young man's heifer out of the second class. Real great brood cow look, very, very sound and functional. Love her rib design. If you want to change that one, you neaten her up in her front end just a little bit. Tighten the chest up, but that's getting picky on a nice one. young man Shorthorn out of the 3rd class. Really extra, got that extra feminine look to her. Good feet and legs on her. Maybe change that one, give her a little bit more center rib, but that's also a really nice female. Our seconds in the 1st and 2nd class, young ladies heifer here. Here, second in the 1st class, bold sprung, lever rib. Maybe you want to flatten her out, just a nickel in her shoulder. She wants to open up just a little bit, but that's also getting really picky on a really nice female. Young lady heifer that was second in the 2nd class. Great brood cow look to her. Just need to trim her up in a few little areas in her chest and her neck to compete maybe with a few of these up here, but very high quality lineup. I think there's one clear-cut winner, and then it's going to get really close for reserve, and that's your young lady out of your 1st class. She'll be your champion.
Yeah.
Chili.
Yep. Yeah.
When you analyze them here, in my opinion, it's the 2 black heifers here in your contention for reserve, and it's just personal preference. You've got maybe just a little more features in your 2nd and your class 1. Kind of shows you a little more show calf look to her, just a little more opened up everywhere. Young man's kit heifer in the 2nd class. She's your brood cow, ultrasound. Go home, going to make a fabulous cow for him, but I'm going to go with the features today, and young lady out of class 2 will be your reserve.
Okay, your champion overall registered breeding heifer is Laney Golly, and reserve champion breeding heifer was Kendra Robinson. Congratulations.
You gotta admire that.
Okay, now we're gonna do the overall grand and reserve champion breeding heifers. Okay, so we need Laney and Kendra back in the ring from the registered heifers, and Reese and Isaiah from the commercial heifers. In the ring right now we have champion commercial breeding heifer with Reese Anderson, and the reserve champion commercial breeding heifer with Isaiah Arnholz. And then we have the champion registered breeding heifer with Laney Golly, and reserve champion registered breeding heifer with Kendra Robinson. And this is going to be for the grand champion breeding heifer. After we pick the champion breeding heifers, we're gonna move into showmanship with the juniors first. The trophies for the Grand Champion Breeding Heifer and the Reserve Grand Champion Breeding Heifer are sponsored by Shelby County State Bank. Let's give them a round of applause for sponsoring those trophies. The Grand Champion Breeding Heifer will also qualify for the Best of the West Showdown that takes place in Denison. So now he's going to announce who he picked.
Let's give these young exhibitors a really nice round of applause. The numbers here at the cattle show, and I think it's like that at a lot of county fairs throughout the state of Iowa. Our numbers in general have gone down on total numbers, but I can tell you our quality on the top end has done absolutely nothing but go up. The quality of the females here in our champion lineup are very, 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 very good. I don't know what it is that we're going to have to do to maybe get some numbers coming back into these fairs, get some young exhibitors, try and keep them going, because the county fair projects and youth exhibiting at the 4-H level, whether it be in the hog ring or in the sheep ring or in the cattle ring or whatever it is, I think it's a great thing for our youth, our young kids to get involved with. With that being said, our female show here, I think there's 2 of them that are very, very, very high quality. There's little nip and tuck differences. It's pulling hairs. I wouldn't argue with you if you'd switch the way I'm going to go with them. But the young lady with the black and white heifer is going to be your champion. I think she's just got some of those extra special features we're looking for in a show heifer. After that, I think it gets. I think our top pair was really, really close. Your young lady that with the black heifer out of the second division here, she's going to be your reserve. Let's give these young exhibitors a really nice round of applause.
Congratulations to Reese Anderson with her Grand Champion Breeding Heifer. That qualified her for the Best of the West Showdown as well. And congratulations to Lainey Gawley, with Reserve Grand Champion Breeding Heifer. Let's give them a round of applause. If the juniors want to start making their way in. We have Coy Obert coming in first. we have Kendra Robinson. And that's going to be your junior showman.
Oh, yeah. I'm doing nothing. You found one, huh? Yeah, it don't much. No, she got to be. Yeah, I remember. I'm shocked. I don't know what goes through Exactly. Yeah, that's I used to eat breakfast on the south side of that gas.
There you go. Exactly. So, yeah, you too. Yep. Oh, shoot. Let's do this.
If you got a good reason. You do have to go home and get it? Nice. Oh, well, Always, ain't it? He said hi. I sit and watch it on television. Yeah. Elkhorn carries trouble. I see that. I mean, that's not recently, but I mean.
Let's give these two junior exhibitors a really nice round of applause. When it comes to showmanship, a lot of times it's personal preference, and one of my big personal preferences is just how you handle your calf. These two exhibitors both do a really fine job. I mean, it's really close, but when it comes down to doing just some of the little things with being relaxed and calm and how you handle your heifer and how you lead her into it and how you get her set up, in my opinion, the young lady's going to be your champion and the young man's going to be your reserve. Let's give these exhibitors a really nice round of applause.
Okay, with champion junior showman, we had Kendra Robinson, and reserve champion showman, we had junior showman, we had Coy Obrick. Now we're going to bring in the intermediate showman. We have Reese Anderson. Cheyenne Obrick. And Lainey Golly. Katie Schmitz. And Jalen Peterson. This is for intermediate showman.
No, not since I got here. I'm going to have dinner after. Well, what do they got?
Protect that. He actually said he's going to get some video. I don't know if he's with yet or not. Yeah, I bet he's. Good take on. He had a take.
Did Betty come home?
You know what? How did that?
No, don't make a difference. What time does she get off work? Didn't even come by. She worked. Couldn't be turned on the other side of it. I call it Squeezers now, it's Wadsville, whatever it is. I don't know what it's called anymore. Oh,
What do you think?
Oh, I'm doing great.
You did a hell of a job, didn't you?
Yeah.
Here's the dude.
Yeah.
You made her.
Hey, Doc. How are you? Fine. You?
Nice. Good thing you have your coat on, Dad.
Yeah, he had to go home to get one. Yeah. I got here when the first feeder cams were in, a little Char steer stood second. So I don't know if that was the first practice on that. Yeah, second. Possibly. Not quite as good as I think Betty had her in a good mood last night. And yeah, Mom said she felt as good yesterday. She felt 2 months, which I don't know. I'm kind of killing time. I've got to take her to Omaha today, you know. I have a shot for macular degeneration. She's got that? Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's had 3 shots. They keep spreading out. Her eyes are getting big. And in Omaha somewhere, Brooke's always taking her. I haven't taken her yet. We're going.
Really nice group of intermediate showmen here, and they're all working hard to do a really good job. Let's give them a really nice round of applause. When it comes to showmanship, like we talked in the juniors, it's a little personal preference things. It's pulling hairs. All of these showmen do a fabulous job. A few of them we talked to, I gave them kind of all a little pointer I seen that they did, and a couple of them are kind of got our calves buried along the rail a little bit, and that's something that's very important when you're showing. You want to be off the rail, you don't want to bury your calf along the rail. Some of it was how we're holding our halter, and just little things, and how we present them and how we handle them. Honestly, there's all 5 of these showmen. I can see anybody out here saying that they deserve to be the champion. They all 5 do a fabulous job. There's 2 of them to me that maybe just make sure every little base is covered every time when I see their calf set up, it's set up right. They work at it hard. I'll go show you who those 2 are right now. Let's give this group another round of applause.
I guess. As long as I don't have to carry it.
Congratulations to Reese Anderson. She's your champion intermediate showman, and reserve champion intermediate showman is Cheyenne Obrick. Next, we're going to have the senior showmanship class. Coming into the ring first is Isaiah Arnholtz.
Not anymore.
Hollywood, she forgot the banner. The shootout qualifier. She's going home to get it. She's going to try to get back on the touchdown until it's over.
Next, we have Logan Golly.
At home. It's a wild one.
And that's going to be our senior showman.
Where's it started? How far do I gotta carry all this?
About a mile that way. Okay, go. Yep, that's the showing.
They don't have no room for me.
So I think Ryan will
No, they're all mine.
They're yours.
Yeah.
Coming through later? Are you? The bank later?
Let's give our two senior showmen here a really nice round of applause. Both these guys have done a fabulous job all day. It's just itty-bitty little nitpick things. I gave them a couple things that I'd like to see different. And showmanship really is personal opinion, but the way I see it is I like to see them how they handle their calf, how they're calm and slow, and we don't rush it, and how their animal reacts to them. If they get a little upset, get a little nervous, our animal usually reacts that way. But with that being said, these two guys, you can flip them either way. They both do a fabulous job today. I'm going to use the young man right here for your champion. And the other one for reserve. Let's give these guys a really nice round of applause.
I'll wait.
Congratulations to Logan Golly, he's our senior showman, and Isaiah Arnholz was a reserve showman out of the senior class. Now we're going to bring back the champion reserves from the classes for an overall showman. Out of the junior class, we had champion Kendra Robinson. And then reserve out of the juniors we had, oh hold on, let's look, yeah, intermediate here. We have Reese Anderson was the champion. And then senior champion was Logan Golly. And then our reserve junior was Coy Obrick. Reserve intermediate was Cheyenne Obrick.
No, I don't.
And reserve senior is Isaiah Arnholz. And this is for overall showman.
They got that. Never used to. I thought I'll go up this year. Are we? Oh, yeah. Okay. No. Yeah. Well, I'm busy. I got a rough schedule. Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody, even out in Wyoming, they golf. I'm no golfer. Tim was going 12 yesterday, but it ran. They didn't get 12 in yesterday. She had to get a driver's license. Right.
Let's give all of our champion showmen here a big round of applause. They're all doing a really, really nice job today. Like I talked earlier, it's personal preference. I had, if you haven't figured it out yet, I think there's two of them up here in the front that just do an absolutely tremendous job, in my opinion. It's pulling hairs between them. I had them circle their calf one time. I just wanted to see how they did again under a little pressure to hurry up and set their calf up. And it's just personal preference on how you handle it. I have absolutely no problem if you want to flip them. Any of the rest of these exhibitors all do a fabulous job today. But in my opinion, it's down to these two young ladies out of the first and the second class. Your young lady out of your second class is going to be your champion. Young lady out of your first class is going to be your reserve. Let's give them a nice round of applause.
Chevrolet. You're in a GMC. What do you got?
Hey, how are you today?
Yeah. But you're driving Chevy.
So our overall champion showman, congratulations to Reese Anderson, and our reserve champion showman was Kendra Robinson. Quickly before we wrap up here, we want to thank Clark Arnholtz for sponsoring $5 border fare restaurant coupons for the exhibitors today in the breeding beef prospects and bucket and bottle calves. That was nice of him to do that. And then we want to thank our judge, Adam Pryor, for being here today and judging the breeding beef show. And thank everybody for coming, and congratulations to the exhibitors, and thank you to the parents that help the kids do these things. So thank you to all the ring help and the people back here that helped today.
I don't know. Oh, I guess you're